A lot of Aquarius are extremely accepting of others. I always say, I don't know much, but I know I love you. That may be all there is to know. That's one of my favorite lines from my favorite song, Don't Know Much by Linda Ronstadt. And I love it because she's like, I love you. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And to me, it's a very Aquarius thing to say because we are very loving and very accepting of a lot of different types of people, even if it's something we wouldn't do ourselves or don't want for ourselves. But let me do our introduction and then I'll tell you more about that. Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Alset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. And please stick around to the end of the video so I can read and respond to 2 positive comments from previous videos. Likewise, if you would like to get a reading done, please email me. If you want to send me a donation, my PayPal is underneath this video and my Patreon is underneath this video. And if you want to get in contact with me, my email, my social media, everything is underneath this video. So Aquarius and others. I know a lot of strippers. I know a lot of strippers from back in the day. When I was a young girl, maybe about 26, 27, I used to bartend. I used to bartend for strip shows. They were private shows, and the girls would strip, and I would bartend. And there was a manager and other people there. We usually did them at like the Hilton, the Sheraton, places like that. And they were like really fun private shows. Sometimes we did them at a bar or something like that. And so I knew a lot of women who were strippers, and I still am in contact with some of them online. Anyway, I love these women. These women were cool. I mean, we had great conversations. We laughed and we joked. They always said that I was worse than a man because I would always flirt with them and stuff, So they always be like, "Is that her?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's just me. It's just us girls." And I'd be like, "Yeah, okay. You worse than all these dudes. Stop playing, So they were cool. They were really cool. And I liked them. We had great conversations. I had nothing, I had no disrespect for them, anything like that. But I would not be a stripper. I would bartend. Sometimes I would walk around, sitting on laps, giving out beers. I'll be flirty and things like that. But I would not strip. I would not take off my clothes, I would not do that. And mind you, these were all BBW strippers, so big women, not skinny strippers, the big gals, It's a whole market of BBW entertainment. So they would strip and I would bartend. And I never would strip. Now I can dance, I could have easily put together a little routine and did some burlesque up in there. But I didn't because I'm very accepting of them. I'm very accepting of what they do for themselves. I think it's great. I don't care what you do for yourself. And that's a very Aquarian kind of thought process. It's like whatever you want to do, that's your life. Aquarius, we're very independent and individualistic. And those of us who have a higher vibration also extend that to other people. So whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, whatever you into, that's on you. And we're not the type that's going to judge you for it or look down on you for it or anything like that. Even if it's not something we would want for ourselves. I never was interested because I ain't want to do with the hands in my crotch and all that kind of, I'm good, But if that's what you do and you're comfortable with it and you having fun and you owning your sexy or doing whatever you're doing, I love it for you. So Aquarius have a tendency to be like that. Aquarius can be judgmental, but when we're judgmental, it's not usually about somebody else's life. When we're looking at somebody else's life, we might be like, okay, this and that could be done better, or this and that could help this person. But the Aquarius in general, if a person is happy and they're doing something that may or may not be what we would do, we're not going to judge that person. We're going to be like, well, if that's what makes them happy, then that's what they should do. It's not what makes me happy, but that's what they should do because it makes them happy. A lot of people can't do that. And a lot of Aquarius, we don't understand why. We don't understand why people can't live and let live. Aquarius are really quick to go to that. We're just like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, then do it. Everybody, and this was where the independent, individualistic thing comes in. We know how we are. Those of us that think like this, we know how we are. We know how we like our independence. We know how we like to do our own thing, beat to our own drum, be independent, be individualistic, sometimes even downright eccentric. So we give other people the room to be themselves, even if it's not what we would do or even what we think they should do. But it's their life, and we know enough because it's always being done to us. People telling us what to do and where to go and how to be, and don't do that, don't wear that, don't say that. People are constantly, especially, when we're young, a lot of Aquarius tell me they get constant criticism. So we're like, don't really want to hear all that. And we don't usually impose that on other people because it's like, okay, well, as long as you're happy, then I don't have any right to say anything. Even if you're not happy, I don't have a right to say anything unless you ask for my opinion. So we're very accepting of other people that do different kinds of things. I have people in my life from all different walks of life, all different spiritual systems. I have no problems having friendships with people who are from different cultures, different spiritual systems, different economic, social classes. I have no problems with those things. That's their life. That's what they choose to do. They're happy with it. If it's working for them, then so be it. All I ask is for the same thing back. And if I can get the same thing back, then we cool forever, I have a friend who's a born-again Christian. And this friend is very into church. This friend is very into the Bible and meditating and doing little psalms and all kinds of little stuff like that. And I'm a priestess. I'm a priestess of Mayat. And it's never a conflict for us because I feel like whatever makes a person happy, and I'm not sure I don't know if this person feels the same way about me. I've never asked them, but they've never bothered me, so I guess everything is all good, right? But it doesn't matter to me that they worship in a different way. It's not really my business. And this person is happy with how they worship. It's spiritually feeding them. So for me, that's what's up. None of that is my business. We talk about it. We have conversations about it. I talk about my life and what I do sometimes. And, we go back and forth, but there's no judgment. Aquarius in our best form are probably more accepting of differences than anybody else in our best form. Because remember, in our low vibrational form, we become extremely judgmental and we become kind of like overbearing. We can become very like, this is what you should do kind of energy in our low vibrational form. But when you have an Aquarius like me, who has a higher vibration, who's happy with my own life, that's another thing. Being happy with your own life makes you less judgmental of other people's lives. I've noticed that too. So tell me, those of you who are Aquarius or who are in relationship with Aquarius, is your Aquarius accepting of different types of people? Or do you find your Aquarius to be intolerant? Because most of us are pretty accepting. Different lifestyles, most of us are like, if you're not hurting nobody, then it's not my business. Very Aquarius mindset. Retro Lover gave us our first positive comment, and Retro Lover said, add Franz Schubert and Felix Mel Del Sunhan. Seems like Aquarians were ruling the classical and romantic era of music, isn't it? I did add them to the list, and I definitely will look them up. And what's interesting to me? we have the longest list of famous and infamous Aquarius. We got like 35 people on the list, you know, and I only do one person a week, so it's going to take us a while to get through them all. But we do have quite the list of famous and infamous Aquarius. So please, if you have more, keep sending them. And it does seem like Aquarius were ruling that classical period, eh? Cinch Steel, cute name, Cinch Steel. Okay, Sink Steel. Okay. I just love the famous Aquarius segment. Thank you, thank you. Mozart only comes second to Beethoven. Moonlight Sonata wins hands down. I like Beethoven too. I was listening, it wasn't Moonlight Sonata, it was a different one, but I like Beethoven too. But I'm just now learning about classical music. All I know is that my godfather left a comment underneath this comment, and he said that he thought that they were both geniuses in two different ways. And that seems to make sense to me. I'm just getting to know them both intimately though, and I do like their stuff. All right, guys, that was our last one. So you guys come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.